Let's talk about effective project management. Effective project management starts with the ability to ascertain all of the tasks that need to be achieved to make the project successful. Now, herein lies the problem, because quite often when we look at defining a project, we do so in tools which don't allow us to think generatively. They don't allow us to continue to build on the tasks that we've identified. So we tend to work in tables and in spreadsheets, and we start to capture all of the information that we need for that project to happen. The problem here, as I've explained before, is that by doing it this way, by thinking in lists, we start thinking selectively. We start thinking, these are the tasks we need to do in this order to make this project happen. Well, this is not conducive to good thinking. If one looks at the alternative, that when we have a white piece of paper, or if we have the computer in front of us and we want to start capturing the higher level of detail of what is necessary to make this project successful, then the mind map is an ideal tool to allow us to do it. Because we start off with our central topic, which is our project. We start looking at what are the main things that we need to achieve. We then start creating tasks that are attached to these main branches. But every time we look at a task, we can then start breaking it down in the mind map. We can start saying, well, to do this, we also need to do this, this, and this. And it follows on, and it follows on. Now, the ability to then export that to a table, to tools like Microsoft Project, are so important. The iMindMap software itself has a complete project management mode. In fact, one can assign tasks to branches, priorities, start and end dates. One can see the percentage complete. So one can actually manage a project within the iMindMap software itself, and in a very visual format. One can see the mind map, one can see what's been achieved, and one can build on it as and when needed. But obviously in many organizations, people have certain ways of working, they use certain tools, but that's fine also, because one can export the mind map into the format that one is using. If you're able to capture all of the detail at the beginning by using a very generative note-taking technique, which is the mind map, you will save a lot of time during and at the end, because you would have captured more of the information that you really needed to know at the beginning before you started to plan your project. To use more traditional methods of project management and capturing the tasks, you'll find that you do miss things and thereby create problems at a later date. So why is it so important to see your project in a visual format? I mean, obviously one uses Gantt charts to see a project defined visually, and in fact iMindMap as a tool allows you to convert a mind map into a Gantt chart. But a Gantt chart is still a very linear thinking or visual format. It's sequential. The mind map is not sequential, it's generative. You're able to color code it, you're able to add images, you're able to make it very stimulating on the brain. And what that allows you to do is then to look at your tasks and to generate new ideas, concepts, solutions, new tasks that may spin off each of those branches. And that's very important, because it allows you to break the project down to a level that you need to know, whereas quite often the detail or the smaller detail is missed using more traditional methods, because you just haven't got the right tools. So when you're starting with that blank piece of paper and you have to identify what a project consists of, you need a mind mapping tool. As your project gets larger and larger, it can become very difficult to focus on certain elements of a project. The beauty of a mind map and using mind map software is you can select a task and you can focus in on that one task. In fact, you can create a whole new mind map just based around that one new task. So it allows you to see with far more clarity and far more focus what's necessary to make that task happen. One of the neat things about iMindMap is that if you use it as a tool to manage your projects, you can actually attach resources to each of the tasks, each of the branches, so individuals become responsible for those tasks. iMindMap integrates with tools such as Microsoft Outlook, and people are automatically emailed. Information is automatically put into their calendar of what they're supposed to do. So as somebody managing the project, not only can you create the project as a mind map, but you can export it to everyone else in your organization so that they know exactly what tasks they should be doing and when they should do it. And it even gets put into their calendar.